Can you please tell me your name and position?
I'm Peter Simpson. I'm the Chief District Attorney Investigator here at the DA's office.
And how long have you been at the DA's office for?
I've been at the DA's office for a little over 3 years. I spent the first 29 years of my law enforcement career with the Portland Police Bureau.
Did you feel like it was an easy transition coming from PBB to here with similar kind of work style?
Yeah, the transition between PPB and the DA's office was fairly easy. I knew a lot of the same people. The offices are fairly close, familiar with the work. I think the biggest difference was for the first 29 years of my career, I was working in the first half of
Right.
Law and Order, and now I'm in the second half of
Yeah.
Law and Order.
Yeah. So what your role, what is that, so can you say, like, explain what your role is and how that job applies for the public?
Yeah, as a chief DA investigator, I supervise all of our investigators and investigations here in the DA's office. What that generally means is our investigators work with the prosecutors to prepare the case for trial. So it's a lot of evidence review, interviewing witnesses and victims, locating people for trial, sometimes doing follow-up investigations, writing search warrants, and really putting together the best case possible for prosecution. In some cases, determining that the case isn't viable for prosecution through that investigation. What it means for people of Multnomah County is that when the law enforcement agencies make an arrest and present a case to our office, it means that we have a team here that works to make sure that case is ready to go.
Yeah, and for you specifically, because oftentimes people won't show up to their court date, perhaps, like that is a lot of what you supervise, you said, as like coming and finding people, because I know that's a big concern of the public right now. Like, how does that work particularly?
Yeah, it's so a couple different avenues on finding people. We work with the prosecutors on sharing information back with police and the sheriff's office on people who don't show up for court. These are defendants who don't show up for court. They get into warrant status. We try to get that information out to patrol deputies and officers to make sure they can look for them and hopefully get them arrested and back into court. Oftentimes with witnesses, they're hard to find or they don't want to be found. Sometimes victims are hesitant to come forward. They're afraid. And so we work with the prosecutors on finding those folks and working with them. Sometimes it means giving people a ride to and from court. Sometimes it means connecting them with services and making sure that we're working in concert with both the prosecutors and the victim advocates on helping people through this process, which can often be very stressful.
Yeah, cool. So what do you find to be your favorite part about this job?
Well, my favorite part about the job is that no day and no week is really the same. And that's sort of rooted in law enforcement, is that things are going to be different every day. And it presents new challenges and new things to learn. Working with a team of people, it's always a lot of fun to kind of overcome those challenges and think through them and put together, the investigation or the case for the prosecutor. It makes days go by fast. It makes weeks go by fast. And you really get a lot of satisfaction at the end of an investigation or a trial, and you're able to bring justice to victims, and seeing that through is very satisfying.
Yeah. What do you find to be like the hardest part of this job?
Well, one of the hard things is when the results are not what the state is trying to prove or what the victims want. And sometimes you just can't get there. There's a lot of factors that go into determining whether or not a case is going to be a positive result or not for a victim. And that's hard to see. It's hard to see families who are wanting answers for their loved one and they don't get them.
And lastly, what's a message that you'd like to send to the citizens of Multnomah County?
Yeah, to the people of Multnomah County, everybody that works in this office is really committed to their work. They're committed to working on behalf of victims and putting together the best cases for the attorneys to prosecute. It's a challenging environment in law enforcement, and there's a lot of things going on in our community, but the driving goal for everybody here is to do the best job they can on behalf of victims.
Yeah, great. Thank you.